Hello and welcome to the recap show with myself, Aaron, and Matthew.
Matt.
Silas, should I let you speak for yourself?
Nah, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, man. How's it going?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. It's been a pretty mad week of football, hasn't it?
Yeah,
really.
very much so. And just want to thank Lee Judges TV for allowing me and Matt to do our show on the channel and just give you a brief recap of all of the games on the weekend. And as Matt just alluded to, some quite sick games, some quite sick performances. Strikers on form this weekend.
Yeah.
So should be a great show today for our first one. Wanted to talk about Jimmy Greaves.
Yeah, rest in peace, of course. Yeah, legendary player.
Legendary footballer, yeah.
Scored a ton of goals in a time when, pitches were threadbare, really.
Yeah.
But he was, a great personality and a telly star as well, wasn't he? So,
obviously, I wasn't around when he was playing football, but
Same.
My dad told me that he was an absolute, we talk about him when I was younger and say he was an absolute genius.
That's it.
And one of the greatest players that ever played for England. So rest in peace, Jimmy Greaves.
Absolutely.
On that one. So the first game we will go on to, Matt, is Liverpool Crystal Palace. Obviously we haven't done the show, but it's nice to see Patrick Vieira.
It was,
managing in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Got a great win against Tottenham the week before.
That's right. Yeah.
What do you think about Crystal Palace hiring Patrick Vieira?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. As you say, he was one of those players in the Premier League era where you always thought this guy should be a manager. And Keano, the battles they used to have. The way he was, such a leader on the pitch, and he looks like that in the dugout. When I saw they sort of cut to Vieira, I thought, I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of manager Vieira.
He looks like a proper
he does,
yeah.
And as I said to you, he's got that bit of Cockney about him where he can say, "Well, lads, sort it out."
So Liverpool, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, went on to win this one 3-0 with goals from Salah, Mane, and Keita. A bit of a Hollywood one from Keita at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I heard about the goal before I actually saw it because I didn't actually see the game live. Yeah. But when I saw it, I was a bit like, it was all right.
It didn't really sort of blow you away, really, because I was at work, I saw it on Sky Sports News.
Same, and I heard the hype.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's all right.
Yeah, yeah, man. And Salah just keeps on scoring.
Yeah, well, and I was more impressed with that from a strike perspective because the way he caught it on that left foot and the technique of it, it was just mental, wasn't it?
Yeah, sometimes you can just really strike them and it could you put your foot through it and it can go somewhere else. But well-controlled shot.
Definitely.
And obviously, Mane's goal was pretty just standard Mane.
Classic Mane, wasn't it? Yeah, just pumping up front and getting in spaces.
What did you think of Liverpool's overall performance in that game?
Yeah, it was good. I thought they were in control of it, really. I think if you can win it on set pieces like they did, they perhaps didn't dominate in terms of, how they would get down the wings and just rip Palace apart in that sense. Yeah. But when Palace conceded a corner or a free kick, they just looked completely out of place and they didn't follow people like Mane and Salah that were getting into spaces. And Vieira would be disappointed about that because one thing that he would want is obviously when facing a team with far better talent than you, you want to be organised at the least.
Compact and sort of, compact. Riedewald had quite a poor game. I think he was quite responsible for like 2 of the goals, really.
That's it.
Just like as they pointed out, just sort of saying that not being in the right position, not doing the right thing.
Headless
and I think,
chicken.
Yeah. I think you see that quite a lot with the defenders these days, sort of thing, losing concentration. And it leads to goals. So, Palace didn't perform too badly. Their new striker, Edouard, missed a bit of a sitter.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great game, didn't he, in the last game?
Yeah.
And I think he's looked really good since. I've heard great things about him when he was at Celtic.
Yeah.
But you can't obviously read too much into that.
Oh, yeah. It's not quite going to say it's a Farmers League.
No,
but
if he can do it on a Wednesday night at Kilmarnock, then he can do it in the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So, Liverpool, obviously, a solid performance against Palace. Will obviously, keep on the momentum as, obviously they didn't have the best season yet last season according to their standards. Yeah. They look more energised and back to normal this year, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And obviously it was an awful start, wasn't it, for them last season? managed to salvage it in the last
Obviously.
embers, really, with Alisson's header, which was that will go down as a classic Premier League moment, I think.
Yeah.
And I think this year they look more on it, and it's just going to be an immense end to the season, I think, with United, Chelsea, and Liverpool, how they're looking.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely even heating up from now as well,
and
isn't
City
it?
as well, of course.
Yeah, man. So on the next game, we'll go for Watford against Norwich. A decent game, really. I think, obviously, that was second up on Match of the Day, which were a bit at first, like, what's that doing? But it was quite an entertaining game.
It was, yeah.
You know, two quite attack-minded teams.
That's it.
Obviously, you know what you're going to get from Norwich under Daniel Farke.
That's it.
And obviously, Emmanuel Dennis scored the first goal with a header, didn't he?
Yeah. No, he was a threat all game. It was, I think, Dennis the Menace sort of levels, really. You know what I mean? He was literally that.
Yeah.
But for me, I thought a player that really shined in that game was Ismail Assar.
Yeah.
I thought he was absolutely beastly, and Josh King actually.
Josh King looked good. I mean, like, they played off of each other quite well.
Really
I mean,
well.
he got an assist today as well. I think Josh King.
Yeah.
You know,
Assar tucked 2 away, didn't he?
Norwich didn't play too badly, did they?
No,
really?
they didn't.
You know,
they were unlucky.
it's
The
just, like,
scoreline.
I think they're going to have a lot of those games this season where it's going to be quite unlucky for them.
Definitely,
but they're going to be kind of lots of heart in the performance.
That's it. I mean, it is disappointing from a Norwich fan point of view, I suppose, because you are this yo-yo club, seen as this yo-yo club, and it's not looking good, is it, from the start?
You were making a joke saying that manager's probably going to get the snip by the time, by January time. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Knowing how Watford go on.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Watford, you know, they'll be in the top 6 and they'll definitely sack the manager. Yeah. That's how they roll on it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so I think it was Josh King assist for the second goal. Sarr scored 2, but I think the goal was actually disallowed, but then given.
That's it. Yeah, it was a bit of rigmarole with the old Jamie VARD, but no, I think it was the right decision in the end.
Timu Pukki took his goal quite well.
Yeah, as he normally does.
Yeah.
I mean, he did quite well when Norwich got relegated from the Premier League a couple of seasons ago, but it waned off, didn't it, really? He started extremely well.
Yeah.
But he is that sort of player. He will get some goals. He'll probably be their top goal scorer. But definitely. Norwich it's an uphill struggle, it looks.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, to survive, they're going to have to rely on his goals pretty heavily. So, you know, let's hope they can... I think it's probably, again, a dead cert for a relegation, isn't it?
I would have thought so, yeah.
This season. But it's still lots of games to go. Some surprising results to come. So they could pull something out of the bag. You never know.
Never know.
You never know. So I think that would be enough on that game. And we'll go on to Aston Villa beat Everton.
Yes. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. Aston Villa played really, really well.
Yeah, especially with Everton, you know, after their previous game.
Yeah, they played really, really well last week, didn't they?
That's it, yeah. They were going into it in good form. I think Everton, it's clear to see from what they've got in their squad, they've made extremely good signings from the money they made off of Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even Matty Cash put an headband on and said, "We don't need Grealish, I am Grealish now." You know what I mean?
He literally just said, "I'm going to dress up like Jack Grealish."
Yeah, and it worked. It worked. The bloody calves were pulsating in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
He played really well.
Yeah, obviously the young lad Leon Bailey looks quite good.
Yeah, he looks incredible.
Well, I think he was at Leverkusen, wasn't he?
Was at Leverkusen, yeah. He was brilliant in that team. I think he's been there quite a few years as well. I think. When Havertz was still in the squad, I think Bailey was still there.
Obviously, Football Manager and all that sort of thing. Definitely a purchase for potential. But yeah, that Villa. I was saying to you when we were watching the game that Aston Villa look like it's the best team they've sort of had since Martin O'Neill was there in like 05, 07. Yeah. That sort of team when they had Ashley Young at Bunlahore running up the sides. I think they've kind of... Dean Smith's finally... They've got a lot of money, Villa, haven't they?
A lot of money and a lot of quality all over the pitch at the moment. I think they're going to do well. I think they'll finish top 6, top 7.
Everything's there for them to do really, really well for Aston Villa.
Definitely.
Obviously, Matty Cash's goal, I think that's his first goal for Villa. Took it really, really well. And I think it's all upwards trajectory for Aston Villa.
Yeah. Everton,
fairly inconsistent at the start.
Yeah.
But you think Rafa's got it under control?
I mean, he will do. Across the season, he's going to do okay. I don't think they're going to make any waves, really. I think you're looking top 10, you would expect.
Yeah.
But, you know, in terms of taking Everton to the next level, I don't think it will happen under Rafa, quite honestly.
Really? So, you, like, obviously, they tried it with Ancelotti last year.
That's right, yeah.
And obviously just spent a lot of money and it didn't really work out very, very well, did it?
That's it. I mean, the calibre of the signings, for me, they weren't really touching. They weren't really looking to touch the top 4. You're talking, you know, James Rodriguez was probably the biggest name there.
And that hasn't really worked out very well, has it? Really?
And let's be honest, Real Madrid couldn't wait to get rid of him, really, could they?
It
wasn't. It was that kind of signing where you thought, wow, what a player, but it still wasn't, for me, punching for the top sort of thing.
But I mean, all of the signings for that Everton sort of get, they look really, really good at the start. I think it's that thing that keeps nabbing with Everton. But like Alan, Rodriguez, as you said, you know, like Richarlison's hit and miss. Sigurdsson has been there for a while. But it's like nearly, but not elite sort of thing with Everton.
No,
so,
that's it.
Yeah, I think, as you said, a decent finish on the Rafa Benitez. I think, you know, Townsend looks good, Damari Gray looks good.
But again, the signing, saying them, you're not going for top 4, are you? Like, they're good players, but Leicester City didn't care about having Damari Gray, and Palace were happy to let Townsend go on a free. So,
yeah. You
know what I mean?
It's true. So obviously, good win for Villa there, and the next one we will go on to is Brentford against Wolverhampton. Now, Brentford. Obviously, I don't think any of us are surprised that they're doing so well.
No.
Obviously, after the opening day victory against Arsenal,
that's it.
We kind of thought, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're there. And I think a lot of the pundits have been saying that they've come into the Premier League and they've just slotted in nicely.
As if they've been there a while. Yeah, they have. Yeah.
I think obviously there's a honeymoon period.
Of course,
Do you know what I mean?
A lot of clubs do get that. I mean, Sheffield United were like that their first season, weren't they? It was just like, they bossed it, and then obviously...
I don't really expect them to do Sheffield, because I thought Chris Wilder had done an amazing job with Sheffield United there.
He did.
Do you know what I mean?
He did. It was sad that he got sacked like he
went
did.
so sour, yeah.
I mean, you know, I think they're going to do well this season, Brentford, but I think they have a real nucleus to carry on there. If they manage to keep him Mbeumo, I think he looks really good. Tony is going to score goals regardless of the division.
I mean, his performance was great
it was
in
brilliant.
the game as well. I think he could have
brilliant.
had 2, but obviously, you know, with Mbeumo,
the
other striker as
so,
well, I think he's...
I'm saying it like I know. I'm like, definitely.
That's how you pronounce it. No, I think they've got a good sort of like front base.
Yes.
But I think they might be found out in the more technical games.
Yeah.
Sort of like,
who was it at the back who had a bit of a mare for him? So they got sent off. Baptiste.
Yeah.
He made a couple of I mean, I'm surprised he wasn't sent off with the first challenge he made. It was awful. But obviously these things do happen. So maybe that's just a...
There was a lot of referees this weekend having to go to VAR in games for decisions. I think we saw that quite a lot. What like... I think the referees are using it a bit more sparingly this year. But
yes, I agree.
The big calls are going to VAR. Now,
I do agree. I think when I watched the Euros, I actually, it's the first time I ever saw VAR and thought, this is great. Like, this makes total sense.
It flowed, didn't it?
It flowed, as you say. They made it as quick as possible, and they only ever did it when it was like a real important, contentious decision. Yeah. Whereas, you know, with a couple of the VAR things in the Premier League this season, it's got better in terms of taking less time, being less, you know, stupid decisions that they're wrangling over. Yeah.
Referees are taking more charge, essentially. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because, like, in the game that we're going to talk about, United game, it was like straight away, like, I'm convinced, or I'm not convinced. We're going to go to VAR for every single decision. So
but it's still not quite there how the Euros was. In terms of snappiness.
Definitely. But Brentford for me looked good. Wolverhampton Wanderers, they had. They were quite physical in the game, obviously, which is why they gave away the penalty in the first half.
I don't know what that was all about.
Proper rugby.
That's something we noticed, wasn't it? Yeah, because when the first corner, there was a couple of set pieces, one after the other. When the first corner came in, I thought, that's a penalty. Like, I saw him, he had hold of Tony, and he was literally dragging it up. That's a penalty all day long, yeah. And then that wasn't given, and they had another set piece, and they were doing it again. And it was a different player doing it to someone else.
I don't know, because in the first few games, Bruno Lage, the manager of Wolves, that has got them playing some great football. They probably, if they had their shooting boots on, should have beaten United. Obviously, they played Tottenham, and you're wondering how they didn't win that one. But now,
Yeah.
it seems to have gone a bit stale. They had Jimenez had a couple of chances with headers, but there wasn't much going on up front.
No.
Adama
Traore had a cracking shot at the bar, didn't he? But again, that's just something out of nothing, isn't it? It wasn't particularly great play that got them there.
Yeah,
so that was the thing. It looks a bit, I don't know, tactically, especially with that defending where they were dragging people about. I just think, I don't know, tactically he's not looking that great for me so far.
Yeah. So what do you think about Wolves at the moment? Do you think it's something to be worried about, the fact that they're not winning or they're not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it and thinking, I can't see that going well. Again, Wolves are the sort of club that when you actually look at the players that they've got some. They have signed some brilliant players for a club of that stature. Jimenez, as you mentioned, Traore, but he's more of an impact player.
Ruben Neves, obviously.
Yeah. But I'd be a bit concerned. I would. Yeah.
I think sometimes, you can see, the print of a good footballing team. But I think I saw that, as I was saying, the first 3 games. But now they're kind of falling off a little bit. So we'll see what goes on with Wolves, but Brentford get a good win and obviously keep their fans smiling and march on, really. I think Brentford are a dead cert for safety this year.
I think they'll stay up, from what it looks like.
So obviously we'll enjoy watching their games and commenting on them in the future as well. Burnley against Arsenal, mate.
Yeah.
So
I think most people
were you hoping for a loss?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll be honest. Not in a horrible, in a bit of a horrible way.
Because obviously you're not the biggest fan of Mikel Arteta.
No.
I think in our podcast we did on another channel, we were talking about, obviously the start to the season.
What was it you said that he was? Cone something.
Oh, Cone Man.
Cone Man, that was it.
But anyway, obviously, I think I was kind of saying that other people had been saying that as a description of him.
All right. But you definitely didn't think that yourself, mate.
Kind of agreed with it. I'm trying to cop out a little bit, but no, definitely. I think, obviously, very poor start to the season, very inconsistent form, but the players seem to be getting a bit back about themselves now. Defensively, they looked a lot better.
Yeah, 2 clean sheets in a row.
Yeah.
You cannot ask for better.
It speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Because, clean sheets are quite important.
That's it, yeah. And very difficult team, Burnley, to play, and everyone knows that.
A lot of shithousery.
Getting a 1-0 against Burnley is a good result. Do you know what I mean? It is a good result. That's the best you can. Going to Turf Moor, you would take that all day long, whoever you are.
But Burnley did give it some as well, and I don't think it was all Arsenal. Obviously, the difference was that great free kick from Martin Odegaard, like a momentary bit of magic.
That's it. But and
I think it took something like that for that to go that way.
Absolutely, to break Burnley down is not easy.
Yeah, but at the beginning of the second half, Burnley came back on a little bit, and I thought, are Arsenal gonna weather it a little bit? It looked a bit shaky.
Yeah.
But as you said, like people like Gabriel, Ben White, all that really
played solid.
Up.
They were solid. Solid, and that's they got some beastie strikers up front. It's difficult to play against them. And Rodriguez at the end had a chance for Burnley, but I mean Arsenal, I would be happy with that.
I think we were saying as well the last time the Arsenal season after the first 3 pretty much started at Norwich last week, so their season officially started.
That's it.
In that game, and obviously I kind of knew that bad form wasn't going to last forever. Yeah. But I'm not completely convinced overnight that.
Well, exactly. And they're certainly not blowing teams away, are they? But that's 2 good results, and you take that if you're an Arsenal fan, definitely.
Yeah. Obviously Burnley, we were sort of saying when we were watching the highlights of the game that Burnley are, someone said that Burnley wouldn't really be missed in the Premier League and their kind of football and
I think
Simon Jordan said that the other day. Obviously, Simon says a lot of things like that, and some things I agree with, some things I disagree with. I got his point. What do you think?
I think the point he was making is there are certain clubs that don't kind of change the Premier League, as in, obviously you're looking at the top 6 most years, but then there's certain teams that come up and you really like them, like a Wigan Athletic or a Blackpool, play really good football. And Burnley aren't one of those teams. They're one of those teams that get in. They want to dig their heels in and stay in. Yeah. They're not there to make any friends whatsoever.
Fancy,
nothing fancy. You know, it's an unfashionable place in Lancashire.
Yeah.
They play in claret and blue, which, quite frankly, there's at least 3 or 4 other clubs that also play in claret and blue that are bigger than them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's little things like that. It's little things like that.
Obviously, do you think Ramsdale was quite lucky with that VAR?
He was, he got away with that a bit. You know, it was the VAR sort of said, oh, it bounced off a knee. You know, bit of luck there.
I think Ramsdale looks a bit more assured in goal than Leno was.
He's a good keeper. He is a good keeper. A lot of people kind of ridiculed that when he got signed because obviously he's been relegated with 2 clubs now.
Yeah.
But he was on loan at Wimbledon, my club, for half a season, and it was only.
Oh, yeah, you boys are playing Arsenal soon as well.
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
So 2 days' time. Yeah.
Nice. Would you hoping for a scalp?
I'm expecting a scalp. Yeah. I'm expecting a scalp. Fully expecting it. Most goals in the Football League this season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the old Dons ain't doing too badly.
That's it. Yeah.
Nice.
I think we could come away with something there.
Well, the magic of the cup, you never know, mate. You never
it's the
know.
Carabao though, so
it's
Blaney ain't going to win it.
There's
no magic. Yeah, we're going to get pumped.
There's no magic
5-0.
in that one.
No. There's an energy drink with a mousse on it, and that's it.
That's it, mate. Yeah. But yeah, to wrap up, obviously, you know, Arsenal. Obviously, I think Arsenal fans will be relieved, even though it's, you know, a couple of 1-0s, but clean sheets, and you've got to say a little bit of progress from Arteta, really. You know what I mean? I think it's amazing what a couple of victories can do to sort of move you from, like, I think nearly every Arsenal fan was like, this guy's got to go.
Yeah.
2 wins is kind of maybe not the most hardened people, but maybe ease people a little bit.
He's definitely eased some people, I'm sure, with that. But obviously Arsene is looking over with a big grin on his face, isn't he? Really?
From his office at FIFA.
That's it.
Yeah. Right. So we'll move on to Man City against Southampton.
Yes.
Obviously, I think what the both of us were thinking to ourselves, they need a striker.
Yeah.
So
It was chickens were going to come home to roost in that regard at some point. You know, when they were saying, oh yeah, but you know, all the midfielders and they can pass it in the back of the net like Barca used to do under, you know, Pep or Rijkaard before him or whatever.
Yeah.
And they did. You know, you need a striker.
Obviously, there was a little bit of luck. Obviously, you know, Sterling actually did get it in the net eventually, but
sure.
You know, obviously VAR again, like, you know, this
Scuppered
weekend.
it. Yeah.
Kyle Walker getting sent off.
Yeah.
Then VAR reversing that again.
After he had a big whinge.
I wanted to ask you quickly, since we're on the subject of Man City, what did you think about Pep saying about City fans should come to the stadium or whatever? Because there was quite a big...
it was the Champions League game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who were they playing again?
I think they were playing...
French team, wasn't it? Was it French?
I can't remember who City were playing.
Lille or
it's quite
something?
bad.
Oh, sorry. I've
anyway, yeah, so we're blanking on that.
thrown a clanger in there.
Yeah. But
anyway, I think, you know, it's... I get it, but I think a lot of the rebuttal to it from Man City fans was, well, the ticket was like 60 quid.
Yeah.
So, and it's a work night. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit,
yeah.
It was a bit of a head in the clouds type thing to say from a manager that probably gets paid.
So someone in the comments has said RB Leipzig. That is
Thank you. Yeah, RB
you
Leipzig. Yeah. That's why I forgot, because they were the franchise team.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought, obviously, it got a lot of people said a lot of stuff. Obviously, watching Talk Sport and stuff like that. A lot of people saying, as you said, they can't really afford it, and obviously midweek, as you said, Pep saying over the response that he kind of thought it was a bit of a liberty that people took it so personally. But
yeah,
I think you've got to be careful in that sort of position when you've got a lot of money and stuff like that to sort of like you know, sort of like command people to
don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah. So I think that's what we'll take from that. Otherwise, Armstrong looked pretty good for Southampton. You know, I think we read in the comments as well that it's about time Pep put a suit and tie on.
And what is this top all about where he's got like the melted City badge? That's doing my absolute nutting, mate.
Yeah, I think City are trying to be too...
Geezer looks like he's come out of H&M and just fell in a rack and then fell back out.
yeah. Just get a suit and tie on, Pep, and
sort yourself out, mate.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
But obviously, Sterling goal disallowed. But the game looked a bit end to end and sort of thing. City didn't look too convincing. Neither did Southampton really. So I think the stalemate was.
Yeah, it's about right. Man City obviously showed they had, by far more skillful players, but they just couldn't get it in the back of the net. They didn't have that cutting edge, and that is going to be a problem for them going forward. You look at Ronaldo, we'll get to that later, but you look at him, the way he's just there for United.
Yeah,
and he's just poking it in.
As
they haven't got that now.
Player manager, mate. Player manager. He's going to get Oli out.
The way he's going, mate. Yeah,
he's going to get him out, mate. I can't wait. I need it. So I think we'll move on to Newcastle and Leeds. Now, for me, this should have been the first game
of the night, I thought. Yeah.
Unbelievable game. I can't believe they put it last on the Saturday show.
No, I know.
I know. But maybe they saved the best till last.
Yeah.
Because Alan sent Maximen absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He's incredible, isn't he?
I'll tell you what. If I'm Arsenal, I'm trying to slap a bid in for Maximin.
Slap a bid in for him, mate.
He is an Arsenal player all day long, I reckon.
You know what it is, though? It's that individual brilliance and the kind of player that gets you off your seat.
Bull by the horns. And like you say, gets you off your seat,
And I think I wouldn't say he's wasted at Newcastle because he's absolutely serving a cause there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's probably keeping Steve Bruce in the job, to be fair.
Yeah.
With his play the other day, I think they were quite unlucky against Man United the other day.
Yeah.
That turned from, being quite equal to United, obviously dominating it afterwards. Just the quality we had. But Newcastle in that game went 1-0 down to Leeds. Leeds didn't play all that great for me.
No. I mean, St. Maximin was ripping them to bits, really.
Because with Leeds, they kind of play out and quite open.
Yeah,
they were really.
They were trudging back all the time, weren't they? They had
low block on. And I've never really
of men
seen
behind the ball. Yeah. Like Phillips was well deep.
But I think when you're playing against St. Maximin and obviously Almiron was playing pretty well.
Yeah, Joe Linton can be a
Joe
danger.
Linton.
Joe Linton. He sounds like a Geordie, doesn't he? He's Brazilian born. Joe Linton.
Joe Linton. Obviously, I think he provided the assist for the goal that St. Maximin scored. Steve Bruce, mate, Sorry, actually, let's go and we skipped Rafinha's goal.
Yeah.
Because that looked decent, really.
Lovely
But
seconds,
you know what I mean? But I think Patrick Bamford had a chance to win it. To win it as well.
It was a bit of a poor shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, Leeds just didn't really do anything.
No, they didn't have the cutting edge, really.
It would have been nice for a Newcastle win.
Yeah, I think they would have deserved it.
I wanted to ask you, Steve Bruce, would you
he's working with what he's got, mate. Brucey's an all right manager, I think. People misjudge. I know he has been relegated in the past and whatnot. He's done well always in the Championship when he manages. He can only work with the tools he's got. And when he's got the best players in the Championship, your bum's getting promoted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the Premier League, Newcastle, maybe this squad is one of the better squads he's had, but I think he's doing okay, and that's saying something. I
think if you said that to obviously Newcastle fans, they'll be like, but what can he do when you've got an owner like Mike Ashley?
Well, that's it.
Who doesn't? Do you know what I mean? His hands are tied.
But then also, what's wrong with that? Do you want to get taken over by?
But they've competed. That's the main thing. The main thing for me, they've competed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, the Newcastle Mike Ashley thing, you can go on with it forever.
You can.
Meslier did quite well for Leeds as well, I must say.
Some brilliant saves in that game.
He looked excellent. A good goalkeeper, and I think that'll be it for the Newcastle game. But I think lay off Steve Bruce a little bit. I think he's doing the best he can. Is the message?
Literally that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, literally that.
Man.
Until you get the Saudis in, let's calm it down.
Chelsea against Tottenham, mate.
Oof, yeah. A bit fuming.
First half,
London, aren't you?
First half, it didn't seem like
bit of a bore, wasn't it? The first half,
Not much really,
going on.
Sort of happened, and then second half, I think Mason Mount got taken off for Kante.
Yeah.
And he just really injected a different energy and impetus into the game. He's running, and then Thiago Silva got the first goal.
Beast. Nearly scored a couple, really.
Mate, I think 37 years old, and he's like
still doing it.
He is possibly one of the we were sort of saying like an
That's right.
era-defining defender.
He is. He's up there.
At
He's
Milan, PSG.
That's it.
And obviously now, like in his twilight at Chelsea, but
And he's
like,
still like at the top of his game, like
Yeah.
you know, Maldini-esque, where he's just carrying on forever. Sort of thing.
yeah, still scoring goals, and you know, I thought after that goal, Chelsea just basically mauled Tottenham.
Yes.
It was like backs against the wall. Tottenham didn't really create much.
No.
I think Harry Kane was quite disappointing
He was
as well.
They
Tottenham didn't have any rhythm in the second half.
They never, fed off each other like you can see Son and Harry Kane do. There was not even an inkling of that happening at any point.
But Chelsea looked real good, though. I think their managers kind of come in and got a really good... Like, the structure was possibly already there, but they kind of needed that manager to take it over. But are they the favourites for you at this time?
I don't know about the favourites. I think it's going to be really close. Really close between United, Chelsea and
So
City.
you do put United in there?
I definitely put United in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even under the
100%.
stewardship of...
Mate,
Ole?
Ronaldo, that's it.
Just a Ronaldo effect.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo, mate. When
Wow.
has he not won a league? When he's been at the top of his game?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But you can say Ronaldo, but I think everything needs to fall in place. But we will go there in a bit. Lloris obviously made quite a few saves, or had to make a few saves. Obviously,
Quality
N'Golo
keeper, isn't
Kante's shot deflected into the net to make it. So he was awesome, man. Do you mean Kovacic was obviously great as well. Could have scored some more.
Yeah.
And then Rudiger.
Yeah,
Obviously,
he
with
played
the
brilliant.
nail in the coffin, really.
Played brilliant. Putting some amazing crosses. It's like, Rudiger,
Yeah.
come on, boy. You know what I mean? Crossed it. Some
Yeah.
amazing balls in.
Yeah. Obviously, Kane just kind of, with his form at the moment, just kind of looks like he regrets not going.
I think he
Or
looks
is-
like,
or
looking
does
at
the-
his, maybe reading too much into it. Obviously, we don't know the full story, but looking at him at the end of the game, he just looked completely deflated and out of it. He just wants to be out now, it looks like,
Obviously, Nuno was obviously the manager chosen for Tottenham, obviously after quite a big hunt for a manager, which kind of ridiculed Tottenham a little bit because they couldn't find anybody for such a long time. But yeah, I don't know. I think, do you reckon it's a solid appointment, or do you reckon it will start to...
I thought it was at first.
It's a defensive kind of...
Yeah. So maybe not great from that point of view, because Tottenham don't have the best defence, really, do they? But we'll have to see, mate. It's early days, isn't it?
But so Man United against West Ham.
Yeah. It's another good game.
You know, a lot went on in that one, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Mate, yeah. What did you think of the game?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game, actually. Probably the second best game after Newcastle, Leeds for me.
A lot of events happening in it. Obviously,
Yeah.
Brent Rama getting the goal.
Yeah.
West Ham are a good team, mate.
Yeah.
I don't, they've really, David Moyes has kind of got that Everton.
He has. He's got that Everton vibe going on there at the
what I mean?
moment.
And they don't just come to places to sort of be second best. They play football,
they are
really.
going to win. Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very.
And I kind of feel like Mikel Antonio was suspended. If he was actually available,
That's it, because he got the red, didn't he, in the last
could have caused
game?
Man United another threat. To be fair,
I agree.
But Ronaldo just showing his kind of poacher instincts again.
Yeah.
Obviously, deflection of the keeper.
Yeah. He could have, if he hadn't have gone to ground so easily, he could have easily got 4 goals in that game.
Yeah,
because there were genuine penalty shouts.
Me and you agree to disagree on some.
We're at loggerheads with that. Yeah.
There was one that wasn't Stonewall, but I thought he had 2 Stonewall penalty
But
shots
even that one, he made it a non-Stonewall by going down so easily and too
But
early.
how do you say go down so easily though?
Because literally, if you watch the slow-mo, he
So
can
you're saying he's putting
see.
his body in that
So
way,
it was
or-
Kurt Zuma, right? So Kurt Zuma was steaming in. It was blatantly going to be a penalty, and you could tell Ronaldo had clocked it and started falling even before Zuma touched him. That's the thing, and maybe that's a bit of that is trying not to get injured. In all fairness, because who
you're
wants
putting your body
Kurt
in that
Zuma
position.
clattering into you like that
Yeah.
at that speed? You know what I mean?
Sure.
But so in his defence, but that's the reason I think referees are looking at it and going, nah, it's Ronaldo.
So obviously with Jesse Lingard's goal, a little bit of redemption from the performance against Young Boys, because obviously he gave away the goal,
Yeah.
or gave the pass away for Young Boys to score, and then he comes back and then scores, a pretty sick winner, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Jesse, I think we had a chat about Jesse Lingard on our podcast as well.
Yeah.
I was saying, mate, he probably should
go for his own
career.
Yeah.
But he looks like
he's a good option, mate.
He's forcing his way in.
Yeah, I think so. He's a good. I don't think he will be a starter.
No.
Majoritively this season, but I think he's a great option off the bench. And getting rid of Daniel James, everybody was a bit like, "Well, okay, why are you getting rid of Daniel James?" But I think Lingard is a great option if you're going to have Greenwood on one side, maybe Rashford when he's fit. I think bring on Lingard. Could be a good little sub there.
Yeah. Then obviously, they come into the end of the game. The Luke Shaw, obviously, body position. You put your hand out.
Yeah.
What do you think he was doing? What do you think he was thinking?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, in them split decisions, I think as soon as he did it, he thought, that's a penalty." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those really. It is quite a easy manoeuvre to do. It's hard to think in that situation, I must put my hand down. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just sort of go up and then it's done. Do you know what I mean?
The biggest bit of passion I saw from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
was that penalty. Ever. Like ever.
I've never seen him
when the man
before.
As a player won the Champions League final, he just went, "That's all right."
Yeah, literally like.
Mate, he tore that bottle a new hole, didn't he?
Yeah, that was the kind of you like to see that passion a little bit.
I hope that was biodegradable plastic, mate, because that got smashed. That bottle, I tell you.
And obviously Mark Noble, as you said,
Mr. West Ham. I don't know what Moisey was thinking there. He done a Gareth Southgate, didn't he? And
so he done a Gareth Southgate. But what do you think? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I thought that when Gareth did it. I was like, why are you doing that? Because players aren't in the rhythm. Yeah. Mark Noble has scored 1 million penalties, right? He's the man when it comes to scoring penalties.
And that's okay. So that's the justification.
So that's the justification for doing it preemptively.
Yeah.
But still, do not put a cold bum on the pitch to do that job. Somebody warmed up. A sub is perfect. Somebody that's been in the game for a bit and can take a penalty. Mm-hmm. Don't make a sub for that reason.
It did make me happy when obviously David De Gea
I can imagine.
saved the penalty because obviously he's not been very good at them, and obviously memories of that Villarreal final were coming back where he obviously saved none of them.
The debacle. Yeah.
And then obviously missed one himself. So I wasn't that confident. I was like, here we go, another 3 points, and then it is obviously the fans again with Ollie out, and it's not convincing. Yeah. So you could see that meant a lot to Ollie.
Yeah.
After the game, he went over to all the players, and
that's it. And it saved that bottle's life. Let's be honest.
Team spirit there, and you said you had the Leicester.
Leicester.
And the Brighton game there, 2-1 to.
That was it. Yeah.
To Brighton there.
So
who were the scorers in that
Mopé.
one? Because I didn't actually get to catch that one myself. No. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. So Mopé scored a penalty, and then
I think I did see something of Danny Welbeck scoring.
He made it 2-0.
He made it 2-0. Okay.
And then there was just one pulled back by Jamie Vardy.
So to talk about Leicester, they've had a fairly bad.
They have, haven't they? Yeah,
really,
they have had a bad start.
Such winning the FA Cup last season.
That's right. Yeah,
you kind of thought they would have sort of carried on that momentum a little bit, but I think not that difficult fixtures, to be fair.
No, it's true. Leicester. Can't be discounted that Wesley Morgan has retired, hasn't he?
Is that going to have a massive
in the dressing room, mate? Wes Morgan, big impact, I reckon.
Yeah, true. I never really considered.
Because don't get me wrong, he wasn't playing every week, and he was of a certain age, but. And Soyuncu's a good defender, isn't he? But I just think from leadership perspective, it's a big thing, mate. We're talking about Arsenal.
Yeah, characters.
You know what I mean? You lose players like that, it's not easy to come back.
So obviously, Leicester obviously will be expecting more from them. Brighton, Graham Potter looks
smacking
like an exciting manager.
Yeah.
Potter ball. Harry Potter. He looks a good manager, man, and I think he carries on like that because it's been consistent for quite a few seasons. Not really the finishes from Brighton, but the football has been quite good, and I think that does Eddie
steady
Howe did
improvement.
something similar at Bournemouth, though, and then
Yes.
kind of...
It
But he
waned.
doesn't seem to be waning.
It doesn't, and I think from Brighton's perspective, bigger budget, because Brighton are kind of on their own on that south coast.
Yeah.
There's no teams around them. They get good turnouts from fans. New
Got
stadium,
Rich, Tony Bloom as well.
good investment. You know, it's not the same as Bournemouth. Bournemouth are limited by their stadium, by their fan base.
Yeah, Bournemouth only got like 13,000, right?
13,000, and when you think of the juggernauts around them, Southampton, Portsmouth, it's difficult for them to ever have a massive fan base, even if they did get a new stadium.
Yeah.
As much as I like Bournemouth, I think that's Brighton's advantage and why they would be better at progressing.
So obviously we've gone through the games there, sort of thing. Which wanted some other talking points as well. What did you think about like Golden Boot and stuff like that for this season? Do you reckon Ronaldo, Lukaku, Salah?
Yeah.
Kane's obviously not off to the best start. What do you reckon?
Sad to say it, I wouldn't put Kane near it. I think
Not with the way that they're playing at the moment.
Not the way they're playing. His mental state, I think he's out of it.
Really, yeah.
He's not engaged for me, which is a real shame. But Ronaldo, 100%, he's going to be right up there. I said that from the minute they signed him. I said, right, he's top scorer.
Yeah.
Lukaku, I think I think he'll be up there.
He looks desperate to score goals though, Lukaku, doesn't he?
He does, actually, to be fair.
He's really sort of like on the end of everything, quite, sort of like...
He is.
I
But he's a good team player.
He's at that level now where I've not really seen him... He didn't have it at United.
No.
But I think
He's got better goals for United.
No, let me finish what I'm saying.
All right.
When he was at Everton,
Yeah.
I kind of think he had this aura about him where he was the man
He
a
could
little bit. He
take
didn't
it,
really have
yeah.
that at United, but he
No.
seems to have got that back at Inter.
I know what you mean, yeah.
And Chelsea, and that arrogance and that sort of
Yeah.
I think he's got it again. I think he's going to be...
He'll be up there.
He'll be up there, definitely.
And Antonio, I reckon.
Antonio's...
Yeah.
He's shouting him in, yeah?
I'm going to put him in. He's going to be top 5. Vardy, I think it's Vardy, isn't it?
Yeah. but I mean, Mikel Antonio, what a turnaround as from being like a winger to a striker. He's a proper number 9, mate. He
is. Yeah.
He's really good, and I think Moyes looked like obviously sort of like looks after him, sort of like makes him feel loved. I think that's the kind of.
It's what he needed.
He exudes off that a little bit.
No, definitely.
I think
he's a good character, isn't he? When you see him interviewed, he's quite a funny bloke.
Yeah, man, and I think you're from the games that we've watched so far. Who are your biggest concerns?
For me, Norwich, I think are in trouble. Wolves need to sort something out. I don't think Lars is going to last for. He's not that large.
Oh, you're calling him out already?
Already, I'm calling him out. Just from the pure tactical element of them players were told to defend corners in that way.
Yeah,
literally lug people to the floor.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, mate, you're in trouble if you're getting instructions like that. Ollie will be saved by the skin of his teeth by Ronaldo, I think. I know you don't want that. I know you don't want that. Yeah, I don't know.
Aston Villa look good.
Villa look really good. Brighton look really good. I hope Vieira does well, but obviously it's been a bit up and down to start.
Yeah. Man City obviously.
City need a striker.
Obviously, to get their striker in January, probably.
Yeah. Well, even they need to look at the free agents market, mate. Even take a punt on someone like Daniel Sturridge. I know some people are going to laugh at that, but mate.
Daniel Sturridge.
It's Daniel Sturridge.
Is he on the free market? Is he?
I think he is, or he was anyway. I don't know if someone signed him. Maybe.
Was there talk of Jack Wilshere going back to Arsenal the other day or something?
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't know. I think I saw it on a thumbnail or something like that on YouTube. I'm not sure if that is actually the thing.
As a coach, hopefully.
Yeah.
A fitness coach.
But so I think obviously we talked about all the games. We might have to wrap up the show there. To be fair, for the first week on the recap. Obviously, me and Matt will be back again next week for the show. And how do you think the first episode went, Matt?
Yeah, it was a good laugh, wasn't it?
45 minutes of a show, not too bad. And we hope you enjoyed it. And we'll be back again next week to wrap up the weekend with the recap. Thanks very much.